Bing. This is the Ken Beck Scrum and Pair Hookup. I've actually arranged, as I mentioned to Michael, to do these. I'd sort of paused them most weekdays to allow us to carry on pairing. We've got this the AV102 thing where the students are asked to jump. Now their assignment is to jump into stand-ups. They'll get that assignment tomorrow. But so I'm planning to run the stand-up each day this week. So apologies in advance for that interfering with our pairing. But here we are. It's Michael. We've been doing stuff. What have we been doing, Michael? We have done two things. We've dried out the templates, or created partial templates, and done some drying out in the AV static site, which went quite well and that was nice. And now we've been working on a Ghost blog and trying to see if we can get our Ghost style things the same as our static site. And we're currently blocked by a handlebars error. Anything you can think of to add to that, Mike?
No.
Nope. So other things going on in my head, other things that I've done today include having got the, what is it called? Bananas. I think the week 3 AV102 is now ready for release. I'm a bit sick of transcribing stuff, so I've been having fun playing with Michael. Yeah, it feels like we've made some good progress today. I had said that I really wanted to get some local support review done, but I guess since no one else is here, Michael, should we just carry on working on that block that was blocking us?
Yeah, all right.
I was just experimenting with removing like the details of stuff from this file, and that still didn't seem to remove the error.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, what's annoying about this error message is it's not really telling me where. I'll just restart the server again. So we've got here. Yeah. Not really. I mean, if we even like, does that just need to? Is the problem that it had? Oops, wrong thing. I mean, if we look at the Casper example, I mean, we've only got, Google only has this occurring in one other place a year ago like that. We don't need that anymore. Custom theme. Oh, that's what you should get set up with. Salt Ghost thing. What was the Casper? Here we go. Right. So they seem to be able to have doc type this, that, and the other in there. I mean, if I even bring this right back to 1, 2, 3 body, that was the one that was working.
Right. It was, yeah.
Originally. But that, interestingly, that's still not. Am I editing in the wrong place?
So that implies it's something about the ass. Well,
well, I mean, it may just be that the theme will not be reloaded automatically.
okay.
I mean, if that still fails to work, well, I mean, I thought that this worked for me locally once. I mean, the thing that I've changed now is I've added this assets directory. Which I just copied everything over. I wonder if I mean, it's possible that I screwed up the Git submodules thing, but that shouldn't affect the local deployment.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in the interests of trying to get back to, I mean, maybe there is some, it's trying to parse the contents of the assets directory. And so it's kind of, you know, doing this, that, and the other. Anyway, so if I remove that and, oh, go away. And restart for good measure. No.
Try a different browser.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it is actually an error.
But that's weird.
It is. Can you type git status?
Yeah. I mean, here, I mean, we're in this context here where this git status is like, if we go back to the base, to the base. Interesting. Like, it doesn't seem to be seeing the, but before, was it back up here? God, that stupid thing. Should have done bonsai instead of tree. Oh, ridiculous. Like, yeah, I guess I added the directory and I added the submodule. Like, yeah, so we had this. I mean, basically, maybe that I'm. I mean, I can imagine if it was Heroku, potentially as a result of doing this move, I maybe copied. I don't know if Git submodules insert a .git directory in the root. They probably do.
Right.
But even having done that, that I could see that would cause problems down the line. But it shouldn't, in principle, cause a problem for the Ghost running locally, because the Ghost running locally is just trying to import that theme, which is present there. I mean, the other thing to do is to go back to the admin, which works, and go back to the settings and say, okay, well, let's go back to the other theme and save that and see if that works, which it does. So the implication there is that there's something structurally about the theme.
So I just tried to restart on my end, and now it's screwing up.
Okay, well, it's interesting there for me. Like, I'm now back to, it's got back into a different state now, where, so that this is it's now working for me because I turn the theme on and off again through the settings.
Oh, really?
Which is interesting. I mean, I guess the Git submodules, I guess if I'm making changes directly to the Git submodule there, I probably can't push them back up in the way that I want to necessarily. To do.
I'm getting that error.
Yeah. Try going into your admin settings and turning the.
I did. I tried it. It didn't.
Oh, really?
Huh. It's weird.
Huh. Huh.
Yeah, I switched back to Casper theme and then.
And it worked. I mean,
Well-
I also restarted the server as well.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh. That's kind of annoying.
Huh. And so I guess the interesting thing here is I go into content, themes, cd av goes theme, less get remote minus v. So I think what I'm going to do here is, hang on, can I just back out and there? That's annoying. I should do that explicitly. Well, what I should do while I'm here is at least check. So for example, here, can I now start to get some of the, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
So now it started working when I switched it. That's really weird.
But so now here, this is yeah, because the my default HPS there. Oh, okay, sorry. Well, that's no, I needed another step away. Okay, oops. Yeah, and then okay, all right. So let's keep backing out here. Let's get the other bits in there. Yeah, and
So what was the issue?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I mean, this sort of reflects my experience of working on Node. Just sometimes it's kind of weird. But so I think in principle here, we're pulling in. So if we inspect the code here, so we've, yeah. And so then there's an interesting question, do we have access to the style sheets? And the answer is not. No.
Nope.
And yes, okay. So maybe, even though we would like to have that thing as those style sheets or what have you, maybe that's not supported. So what we would have to do is that looks out of date. Yes, I sent you a link so that you can do things like this. Content, themes. No, and I removed the assets because I was worried that they were well. It's all been working now. All of that's been working. I guess what I will do is I will make the assets directory. It's possible that the contents of the assets directory were such that it caused things to break, but you didn't have that assets directory locally, or had you done the same thing that I'd done?
I didn't have the assets directory locally.
Okay. Yeah, that's weird. So, I mean, I guess I'm going to do here is, I mean, what I'm most interested, of course, is the style sheets. So if we get style sheets there, and we don't have style sheets there. They have to be called style sheets. Different things. So here we could do content, themes, AV. Hey, Puneet. How's it going? Goes theme, assets. and I can call it star sheets. Not getting any audio from you, Puneet, if you want to say something.
Sure.
Hey, how's it going?
It's good. Oh, you're working on the ghost block?
Yes, we are. We are. Yeah, we did our little stand-up, which, because of two of us and we knew exactly what we were doing, was somewhat ironically redundant. And yeah, we're just seeing if we can get the Agile Ventures CSS themes and styles all on the Ghost blog. How are things going with you?
It's fine. I made some changes in the pull request, and I think it's more or less ready for the merge.
Okay, great. Sure. Well, I'll have a review of that later. So nothing blocking you at the moment, then?
No, nothing at all.
Great. Yeah. Well, let's see if this does that do anything. Do I get to see inspect? So the interesting question from here is now if we're going to, I suspect that it's not working there because, yeah. So that seems to imply that maybe the CSS has to be titled that. So let's get inside the right location. So move star sheets to CSS. Sort of, or maybe it just needs to be restarted. I don't know. I mean, they've got their appropriate recommended structure. It's nice of that. There's no requirement that if you use that as it's required, you keep the assets folder and make use of the assets. Oh, you must make use of the asset helper for serving. Okay. Okay. Right. What am I even looking at now? That index. One I'm more interested in is this one. The question there is, it won't. It's not serving the star sheets directory for me. Now, and I guess the interesting question there is, maybe it won't do until we kind of turn it on and off again. I wonder. No. Okay, well, it's if it's saying it's got the recommended structure, okay. So we're going to move them and call them CSS in the assets directory. Okay. So then, and it's also telling us that the way we should be pulling it in is doing this. So like so. If that's the way you want it, then let's see how you are with that. So let's go then to here. Aha, and now we get back to this partial loop could not be found. Okay. Partial loop could not be found. We can then try. I mean, this error message they're all points in hbs.js, handlebars runtime. Not saying anything helpful. A restart does not help. A blog theme change will fix that, but aha! Okay, so that looks like some sort of progress, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And my ongoing opinion of developing with Node.js is confirmed.
What did you have to do to get it to stop doing that stupid error?
It seemed to be that I had to apply and reload the old theme and then apply and reload the new theme.
Right.
Um,
Sorry, Marion was sending me a link to a capybara watercolor print.
as only good friends do.
I'll send it to you.
Cool.
What was your opinion regarding Node.js?
Oh, just that it's a little temperamental. It's just that, you know, I mean, that Node.js is wonderfully light, but it just, I mean, maybe it's that I'm not used to the errors or the places that it fails, but, you know, it just seems to have some kind of unexpected stuff, and the stack trace doesn't really help you, and then you knock it about a bit, and then it starts working again. And in Rails and Ruby, I can usually understand the stack trace sufficiently to get, you know, to know what it is that I need to do. Anyway.
Let's just send you the link.
Thanks. Dun 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 dun. Cool. Watercolor. Okay. Kabara.
If you want a bigger version, then you got to pay a lot more.
Okay. Makes sense. So the interesting thing is, what I'm trying to work out is, like, I think I may have broken the submodule stuff here, which is, like, not ideal. What it would be nice to do here would be to take this point that we have got to and be able to replicate that on your system, as in having a mechanism for passing it backwards and forwards. And what I'm tempted to do, because I think I've blown away my Git submodule components, is to check out the new thing that we've created on Agile Genkers. No, that's one thing. Go here. AV Ghost theme there. If I check out that, oops. No, I always do that. It's clone, isn't it? Clone. And then we go into the AV Ghost theme, and then what we do is we copy from the Ghost on Heroku content themes AV there. So we want to have the default HPS to come here, and I think we also want the assets, Control A -R, like so, and then we should have here those. These I think are the only two things that I changed. If I'm here Does this recognize your theme? It says, yeah, I think because I've broken the submodule link. So here, if I do git add assets, git status, git commit -am, adds CSS, bonk, git push origin master. Do you want to pull out this locally, Michael, and see if it works for you?
All right, so if I cd into good stuff. And npm start. We're doing that again.
Okay. So how did you pull? So you pulled that directly in there. So I would try going into the to just do /ghost and going in and changing in the general settings, changing it to the Casper, saving it. I wouldn't change it back yet. I would actually like load it. I'd open a new tab and in the and have it, but you can delete that there so that you'll need to check that works, but you'll need to go straight back to the admin settings again now.
That worked.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, interesting. Okay, so that's nice to see that worked like that. So then on my side, I think I'm fairly sure that I did blow away my Git submodule. What's it? So I'm going to try and reinstantiate that over here. Okay. Already exists in the index. Oh, have I got to do something else first? Delete the relevant section of the Git modules file. Did that. Stage the Git modules change. Git add. Delete the relevant section from .git config. .git modules path to submodules. God. Git status. Modified, not staged for commit. More items. How do I remove it? Yeah. I want to add it and re-add. Do I have to? And then so ls.git/modules. Do we have a modules content themed AV ghost? Okay, so I've got a Control A, move -RF. Bah. And then, oh, good God, Git submodule B init -F AV. Oh God, what's it called? AV ghost theme. Okay, well, I don't get status. Okay, but well, I've removed most of the things. Can I go and put it back in again now? Submodule add content / themes already exists in the index. Okay, well, I removed it from the Git modules. I want the Git add .git modules. Okay, well, let me do it now. No. Config. Okay, submodule. No other mentions of submodules. Submodule. Bye bye submodule. X. Aha. No, still already exists in the index. Okay. I removed it from there. I removed it from the modules. Okay. Okay, git commit -m removed submodule. Okay. Now I've been allowed to re-add it. Okay, git status. Yes. Yes, we have the appropriate things. Now I have git commit -am re-adds submodule git push origin master and git push Heroku master. I think, yeah, the key thing I would like to see there, because the Heroku can be tricky actually with, I know like with the Sinatra deploy, like having access to the CSS stuff and requires like mucking around with settings and this, that, and the other. But I would imagine Ghost, yeah, should be more consistent. So if we now go back to here, so this is our blog there. In principle, we pushed the submodule up to this. The partial could not be found. Aha, aha. But we know what to do with that, don't we? Mr. Ghost, settings general. So turn that theme off. So it's interesting. We can save it and go back to it. Would that be enough by itself to fix it? No, no, it wouldn't.
Actually,
no, we're not. No. I mean, maybe it's completely inconsolable here. Let's see. That works. Oh, sneeze. Excuse me. Save that. Okay. All right. So we have a mechanism for deploying some CSS stuff to the thing.
yeah.
So I think that's we've you know, I'm quite pleased with the things we've managed to work through there, in that we've got. I think we've identified a lot of unknowns here, and not that there won't be other problems going forward, but that's it could be that either of these things we'd have got stuck on silly things that could have taken an extra day or what have you. But knowing that they're on the way is quite pleasing. but there's obviously there's a chunk of work there to make this really look like
the site.
yeah, and then also having like a little script maybe that will copy over the compiled, or actually I guess a rate would make more sense to be a rate task to get the compiled stuff, you know, for when it changes. But anyway, yeah. So I've just got like 10 minutes, but what I probably should do what I should do is just review this local support retrospective document. I'll just pop this in. Who are the people who are just reviewing the week in local support in the Hangout. Let's see if anybody has actually put so we've got, so these are the, has anybody edited or added any notes about this? Look like no. So yeah, I mean, overall prioritization we reviewed with the client, and I think she moved a few things around based on actual some changing elements for a change. To be specific, I mean, she had been saying that this, what was potentially quite a complex feature, we've also been able to like a features only view, which is nice. There was this issue of being able to override individual do it volunteer operations, and that had been the highest priority, but changes that had been made mean that's now much lower priority, which have bumped some other things up. This SEO, I think, well, so Piotr started working on that. Yeah, so that's been nice to be able to get, some progress. Hey Raj, how you doing?
Hi Sam, I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, no, not bad. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to get involved again, so joining this retro.
Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, we just. Did you meet Michael before?
No.
Michael, Michael.
Hi.
Michael's one who's been, doing stuff at Agile Ventures for like several years. He's one of our oldest campaigners. Raj is a Makers Academy graduate who did several good pull requests on local support before. Yeah, I was just saying with Michael, we've been able to do some prioritization with the client. I guess I'm still left a little bit with like, real big picture, Haytham, about the overall direction of the site. We've actually made, I think, a lot of progress now in terms of the volunteers system is all there. A bit. The question is whether going forward, is the site going to focus more on the volunteering, or like we could actually make the volunteering thing the homepage, and the organizer, the directory of organizations is a sort of a secondary thing, and that's going to a little bit depend upon what the council says and whether what there's money available for. We had a previous action item of considering a pure local support stand-up. I think what I'm going to try and do is make the tail end of this Monday stand-up be local support specific, so we'll be basically talking about local support each week at about this time. Yeah, I was talking about that already. It's until certain funding decisions come through, it's difficult to know. It's difficult for me personally. Well, this is like today. I've spent the day pairing with Michael on Agile Venture stuff, mainly because I'm very happy to comment on people's local support pull requests, and we've had wonderful pull requests coming in from particularly from Piotr and Maroem, but also from Zmago recently. But I feel like it's difficult for me to think a lot of pairing time into local support until it's clear whether some of the funding comes through. Yeah, although this I've now resolved. I think the board we're getting there. Yeah, this came up actually. It was interesting. I mean, I've been saying for a while, oh yeah, let's do a bit of model manipulation in our migrations that I guess potentially causing problem. I think that was causing problems with our automated deploy and RateDB setup, and it turns out actually ThoughtBot this is like data in migrations. They've got quite a good post actually on why we probably shouldn't manipulate data in our migrations, and I've read that and said, yeah, they make a generally good point. So I think we need to move towards probably avoiding that in future. Yeah, Marilyn's taking the lead on that. I'm still haven't really worked out what to do with the email validations. That's hanging around for a while. That's the kind of thing. Basically, if some money comes through, then I'm going to be like, yeah, we definitely will get that fixed. Even before then, maybe. So I'm really appreciating the great work from Marin and Piotr, and also now from Smago. We got a bid off. We put like a £50,000 bid into our council that they will, now spend. I don't know. I guess they will like burn a chicken, and who knows? Then depending upon what the shape that the ash makes, they will. Who knows what they'll do? But we'll see. It was good to get that in. And also, there's this consortium of local charities that has got lottery funding, and some of that money is allegedly earmarked for us. So that's nice. Again, we'll see when that money actually comes in. I'll believe it when I see it. So, I mean, everybody here, I guess you haven't been particularly involved in local support recently. Any comments on any of those things? If not, I'll just move on to what's interesting about the way that local support has evolved recently is that we've had a lot of great work being done, continues to be done in local support. I mean, there's I think, and you can see here. I mean, this is Piotr and Smago and Maroen have all been active today, and I'm reviewing the pull requests every morning and giving feedback and so on. And I've done small sessions off the back of stand-ups where I've kind of helped fix problems and so on, but not getting in pairing. But there's not. I mean, although for the activity, for example, Piotr and Smago and Maroen are not pairing with each other. Which is sort of a shame in some ways, because pairing is our thing and it's a pairing community. At the same time, we're making progress through that. I think Thomas would love to see a lot more local support or pairing generally, because he wants his Craft Academy students to be able to see the great pairing going on. I guess there's a question about, should we encourage more pairing? Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should encourage more comments in the pull requests. Maybe that's actually more accessible to people. I don't know. Any thoughts on that in the approach we should take towards pairing on projects in local support in particular, but any Agile Ventures project? You're muted, Rod, if you're talking.
Yeah. I think I would like to mention something here. Pairing. I think we should probably insist on pairing. It helps newcomers, as well as you get to know what style of programming or what style of approach your pair partner takes. And when you are watching other person, you get quite a few ideas on your own. So I think the coding can evolve far better. So I would prefer pairing, really.
Yes. Well, it's interesting that you say that, Rajiv. I think I agree with you, and I think probably we would all agree, with the benefits of pairing. I think that the interesting thing for Agile Ventures recently, compared with a boot camp like Craft Academy or Makers Academy, where the kind of, even if sometimes your pair partner is off some days, you can kind of rely upon somebody being there at certain times, compared to the community like Agile Ventures, which is more, it kind of comes and goes. We have surges of people come in, and then, there's sometimes. So I think Piotr, for example, done a lot of work recently. Was very keen to pair, but those opportunities didn't necessarily arise. I mean, if you're around and online. He's in, not different. He's in a very similar time zone for us. Like, I think if you want a pair, he would love to have a pair. So it's more a question of not, should we have pairing, which I think is like, if people are ready and willing to do it, then they should definitely do it. It's more if there's only like, one person who's kind of online at a time. It's a bit like Puneet's been working on website 1, and he hasn't necessarily had a person to pair with, and it's sort of density against projects. But anyway, does that make sense, Raj?
Yeah, if you have some sort of pair timetable, like who is going to pair or whoever wants to pair, if they announce on our Slack, then I think over a period people will know who is coming when, and automatically you will get quite a lot pairing going on. At the moment, I think I'm not sure how much different people get to know if the pairing is available or not. Is it on offer? Like, is it a regular feature? Like somebody comes up and say, "Oh, I'm working on this ticket, and is it possible? Does somebody want to pair?" So some sort of advertisement is required so that people get involved. And even if there are more than a pair, like a third person just wants to stick around and just have a look, that will help spread people getting involved. That's what.
Think. No, I agree. Well, I mean, interestingly, what you described there is, I don't think we've achieved that, but there are aspects of what you say there in what we have. In as much so, for example, today Michael and I were doing website 1 pairing, and so that gets pinged into, as well as the website 1 channel, it comes into the pairing notifications channel, and Puneet has been coming in and sort of watching Michael and I pair fairly regularly recently, and I think getting some value from it. But it's I think the trick is like, what's the mechanism that helps get pairing started? And we've got these Slack notifications, we've got the website which shows some degree of like the upcoming events, which are the upcoming events, of course, that we've got are all scrums, but the idea is that off the scrum you then meet other people in the scrum, and then you can form a pair so for example, Raj Puneet Raj Puneet's working on website 1. Raj is a graduate of Makers Academy and has contributed to local support in the past. Potentially, Raj, you could be pairing with Puneet on website 1 at some point in the future, but or vice versa. It's kind of, I definitely agree with you, Raj. It's an unsolved problem in that, for all the different things we've tried, like you can see here now, it says here, event live, join now. But by the way, Raj, actually, which mechanism did you use to discover this event? Did you notice it in Slack, or how did you?
This event is like local support. On that.
You saw this one in the local support channel.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, because I think on Friday you announced that you'll be doing retro Monday.
Planning to do that.
So that's how I got.
Yeah.
When a pairing starts, then the notification comes out. But what I was saying, that if, like you announced, like you said, on Friday, or early in the morning, somebody said, "Oh, I will be ready to pair or ready to work on this," or whatever time. So somebody, beforehand knows you can go and join.
Yeah.
And sometimes when notification comes, you are not around, and you just say, "Oh, that has happened already."
Sure.
Oh, is it still going on? So that kind of questions go. So my thing was, if senior people who are involved and working on some ticket, and they say, "Oh, I will be working on this," and anybody wants to pair, and I think probably the juniors and graduates like me will get attracted.
Yeah. No, I take your point. That there's a big value in the predictability of, we will definitely be working on this at this point, and then that increases the chances. Sorry, Michael, were you going to say something? Go on.
I said Mets doesn't do a lot of pairing, do they? I mean, they do a lot of planning sessions.
I don't know, to be honest. Actually, they certainly start a fair number of
Maybe. Yeah, maybe you're
like
right.
things that come through as pairing things, like whether those things actually are pair programming or more things. It's a good question. I'd like to talk to Joao about that.
I was attending some of their meetings a while ago when it first started, and it was mostly just like planning meetings and stuff.
Yeah, sure.
And then Zhao would kind of just like program some stuff on his own.
Mm-hmm. I think that they're doing. I mean, I know they have now. I see them regularly starting the specific Scrum, which is what I assume that they use for their planning, and that's then now. But who knows? I mean, I think at some level, my feelings are, for whatever reason, it can be quite challenging to organize a pair. It's like just like I was trying to do with the other mic last week. You can have the intention to work on something and you sort of plan about it, but then like sort of life happens and so I have a lot of sympathy with people, particularly given the number of people involved at Agile Ventures at the moment and the activity level. I have a lot of sympathy with people saying, let's just get some stuff done individually. Not that there isn't great value to be had from pairing. I was going to ask Puneet, any thoughts on this topic?
Yes, definitely. So I got few more ideas from what Rajiv just mentioned. So if you take a look at current event list, our event list drop down.
Okay, yeah, I'll just go there. In the Agile Ventures site, yes, go on.
Yeah, so first thing is, I feel that the amount of people who want to pair versus are comparatively, much more compared to actual successful pairing that happens in Agile Ventures. So one of the reason is, though now we have option for selecting that from the drop down to look for particular pair programming sessions, but still it's not I don't think it's good enough to increase the proportion of successful pairing sessions, I think.
No.
Because to look for a particular pair programming, a student has to select a particular. I mean, he's looking at this big list of projects. He's not even sure that which particular event to go for. Okay, so that may be one issue, and plus I think. So from what Rajiv mentioned, if you have a sort of calendar, big calendar, which can show events like at least up to 2 or 3 weeks in advance. Okay,
yes.
So yes, some sort of commitment has to be there from the person who starts the event, and who marks the event that this is the day I'm going to have a pair programming and I'm looking for someone to pair with.
Yes.
So in one shot, if on a calendar, if someone who is looking for a pair programming session can see such things, I think in that case, a pair programming session is likely to be more, it will succeed compared to the way we are having right now. Because even within a 5 or 10 minutes gap, if some person hosts and the invitation immediately pops on our Slack channel, but if someone misses it even by 10 minutes, that event is closed, and both persons are gone without having a pair programming. So
yes, it's a very good point. It's I think you're right, and I think that the challenge is that there's this maybe I was going to say asymmetrical, maybe it's symmetrical. This burden between, yes, for the people who want to maybe join an existing session, it's more convenient if they can be sure that it's going to happen on a particular time, on a particular topic, or what have you. That pushes higher. That makes it more convenient for the person wanting to join, but for the person setting it up, then that's less convenient for them. So it's go on, Michael.
How you kept talking about premium memberships and all that.
Yeah.
Is it possible? I wonder if anyone would actually pay to be a premium member, and then with that, there's certain senior members that say, I'm going to do a 2-hour pairing session on this day.
Yeah.
And then there's kind of like people will know that that person's going to pretty reliably be there. They've marked that time out.
Yes, I think that's an excellent idea. And I was thinking myself something along those lines of, at the moment, the Agile Ventures, the sort of the low-cost Agile Ventures Premium is seen as a kind of like, you'll get your code reviewed, you know, in a pull request at some time. I think, yeah, I imagine there would be a higher level of payment, you know, because I think if people are going to be putting in chunks of time, they need to get compensated for, and then they're, you know, going to be there and turn up. Yeah, I don't know if that would be additional one-off payments on top of the AV Premium, or there'd be like a high, like you'd have AV Premium code review and you'd have AV Premium pairing, and that would get you. I don't know if people, but yeah, I think it's a great idea. The interesting thing is then to work out just exactly what business model you put in there, although that can be pivoted on as well. Yeah, yeah, and I think what we've seen AirPair and Mentiv do suggests that it's something that people will pay for in principle. I think that the interesting thing that is different here is that for Agile Ventures we're saying we'll do it on these projects, whereas with AirPair it's like if you have a problem on anything that you're doing, you know, we'll help you fix it, and we're not necessarily interested in how much you learn. We'll just help you fix it. With Mentiv, it's like, okay, you're doing this course, we'll help you learn that course. For us, we've got like, we're Agile Ventures, we'll help you learn in the context of these things. Although in principle, anybody can add a new project and then, you know, get other people pairing on it. So, but again, a lot of it is about awareness, isn't it? I guess what I was going to say is that so solving this broader problem is kind of like, I think it's the raison d'etre, or it's the mission of the Agile Ventures as a whole. And so I guess what I'm just thinking, because I'm maybe running out of time, is that so probably on Friday this week we're going to have the Agile Venture Website 1 retrospective, and that might be a place where we can explore these ideas, because I think, you know, it's absolutely the components of the business model, the domain model that supports Agile Ventures, how, you know, we could work out a great idea, and then how we present it. Sorry, I'm kind of not showing my screen here, but how we present that through the interface of, you know, what products are available, how we present Agile Ventures Premium, how we show which events are upcoming, kind of getting that, you know, thing presented properly. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I love the ideas that we've been sort of spinning out there, but sort of bringing that all together and doing it well, I think that's it. It's the Website 1 issue rather than the local support issue, if that makes sense. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
I wonder, just so we make sure we don't lose them, I wonder if I can just write down kind of some of the key points there that we were mentioning. So just because I remember, so Michael, you were saying like an AV Premium, let's call it Plus, paid pairing events,
Right.
and then so Puneet, what you were mentioning, sort of the drop down. This is the projects drop down in the. This is the AV events menu. People not sure what project, and Raj, you were making a point about need to know a reliable pairing event will happen sometime in advance. Is that a summary of the key points there? I'm sure I've missed something. Anything that I can just add into there to summarize what we were saying so far?
Yeah.
Or did I kind of capture it? I will take the lack of further suggestions to indicate that that's that I've captured the key ideas.
So,
go on, Puneet.
yeah. So yeah, means I just added one more thing on what Rajiv suggested, that to have some sort of calendar that you know, can show at least events in 2 week advance.
Right. Yes. Now, of course, in principle, this one does show those events up to 2 weeks. At the moment, it's all scrums, and people are not really putting their pairing things in here. When the 169 project starts, it's going to be required pairing. So I think we're going to see a lot of pairing for the 169 course. But of course, that's not for projects, which is a different kettle of fish. I guess I'll just one of the things that we have tried in the past. And not that we shouldn't necessarily try it again, because it was a long time ago that we tried it, and it was that we had we had here this pair programming. Oh, what are you talking about? Pair programming. Show only this. Display only this calendar. Has it now not got anything else in it? But we kind of did this process. I think everybody has maybe taken there that we've still got. You can see the names of the people who were involved early on in Agile Ventures, and we had them all sharing like their pair programming availability. You can see like Sam Pretty, Sam, Risa, there we go. And so the problem, I think the key problem with the using a calendar is the overhead for people to update and to change the calendar to reflect what's actually happening with their real life, and also to stick to the schedule. But maybe that's where Michael's suggestion is really valuable. That if maybe this is the key thing that might make that work, is if there was sort of at least a paid core for that would make sure that certain events took place on certain occasions. We also had, at one point, we experimented with the Google Calendar, and do I have no pair? Yeah, we had this pair programming scheduler system. Yeah, I don't know if was that ever deployed somewhere? Have we got like a? Yeah, it's on GH Pages. Oh, how would I find that now? If I go to tansaku.github.com, it's like that. There we go. It looks like the thing is maybe not working. When are people available? I think that's died. Jake is failing to pull in jQuery. There's like this full, but there was this thing called full calendar. Yes, and actually the Odin project, they had a whole setup here to kind of to make it easier for people to sort of manipulate the calendar. And the Odin project, they had a Odin project.
Are they still around?
Well, the site still exists. And I've forgotten the name of the guy now, but they.
Is he still actually active?
Well, he's doing. What's his name? But the guy, it's called Viking Coding School. He's got his own online boot camp, which, as far as I can tell, still. I mean, it's I think he's still maybe the only instructor. Yeah, that's his. There we go. What was it about us there? Home, program, curriculum, schedule, instructions, freelance questions. Oh, our team. I wonder if their team's got any bigger. No, don't want to join the team. But they're still going along. He's got some other people blogging for him. Can't remember his name. Eric Troutman, that's it. Yeah, I mean, he's generated loads of great material, but there's he had a thing in here. Eric Troutman, that's his name. Okay, yeah, I'll just sign in then. Can't I sign in with GitHub? Oh, maybe I have an existing. Old account. Okay, yeah. But so then here, social chat study groups. Yeah, I think they've removed their calendar now that they used to have. Anyway, it's like, I think it's a tricky user experience kind of thing to work out. Like, it's like, yes, if one had a reliable calendar up in advance, that would be very handy. Getting it all set up so that people actually maintain that is very tricky. But I say, yeah, maybe Michael's suggestions there could be the key to making that work. Cool. Okay. Well, I think I've got to go. I guess I will just. Well, I'll pop that in the chat window. Feel free to carry on chatting. I guess, will you be up for some pairing tomorrow, Michael?
What did you say?
I said you'll be around for some pairing tomorrow at some point?
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Good stuff, guys. If you want those, I'll put just for Puneet and Raj, if you want links to those things, I was just put those in there for you. Good to see you again, Raj. Raj and Puneet, are you going to be available for some pairing this week?
Yeah, I will be.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm keen now.
Yeah. So, well, Raj, if you want to get involved in website 1, Puneet would be a great person to pair with. He's been doing some great intro work on there, and I'll leave you two to chat. Feel free to work out, because Puneet's he's like in Bangalore. Is that right, Puneet?
Yes.
Yeah, 5 hours ahead of us or so.
Yeah, 4.5 now, I think.
Yeah, good stuff. All right.
4.5. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll